the PowerPoint file to create a Zoom background. So there are already some examples in here that you could choose from. This has got a gradient background color from a light green to a dark green. It's sort of a DOE energy green that's in the background there. This just has a solid colored background, light blue, gradient blue. So in order to control the background, if you're on the Home tab, you go to the Design tab and then go over to the Format Background button, and that will bring up this panel. If this panel wasn't here, hitting that button will bring up the Format Background, and you can see the two gradient stops for the color between dark green at the bottom and light green at the top. And if you want to change the color, you just select which of these two gradient stops you want to select and go to the paint bucket and maybe select a different color here. So you can go even into more colors. We can change this to a really light green, for example. Okay, and so there's our green. Now I should say that generally Zoom backgrounds do a little better if they're a little darker than a little lighter. So I'm going to actually undo that change. But that's how you can do a gradient background. The other option is you can just do a solid background and change the color of that. Maybe you want to make it a little bit darker blue, for example. So maybe I'll adjust that. There you go. And so that's how you sort of set the background color itself. And the next thing is maybe you want to stick a logo on it, like your own organizational logo. So the way I do that is I might go to do an image search. I could go to my site's actual pages, but I'm just going to go look for the LLNL logo here. And looks like there's several options. So I'm just going to, for laughs, see what happens when I drag this over here. Okay, so that works, dragging over here, but it's kind of blocked out, which with the white background. So the way that you can fix that is you can select it, go to the Picture Format tab, go to the color option here, and go down to Set Transparent Color. And then it gives you a little, almost like an eyedropper to sample. And now it's taken all the white out. Now it hasn't done the greatest job in this case because there's actually, if I zoom in on that quite a bit, you can see there's other colors of white around it. So it hasn't done the greatest job for that. The logo does have to be, the graphic does have to be pretty clean in order for that to work. But when it's either shrunk down or, you know, much smaller in various ways, it becomes less noticeable. That's probably still noticeable. If I go to full screen mode, I bet you that's still a little bit noticeable, so not too clean. But anyhow, that's how I got the white out of all these other backgrounds. So anyhow, then you can put your own site logo there, and now you're ready to actually maybe save this as a Zoom background. So what you do is make sure it's selected over here, go up to, oh boy, I see that I'm not recording the actual what you want to do is go up to File and then Export, and that probably went outside the view of the window. Sorry about that. So Export, and it gives you a file format option. I think PNG is probably the best option to pick, and it should give you something 1920 by 1080. That's a HD 16 by 9 HD size, and then give it a name and export it. So I'll just do this foo.png, for example. And now we'll go into Documents and just confirm that foo.png is there. Looks like it is. And there's the image. And then you can import that into Zoom. I guess I'll demonstrate that as well. So I'll start up a meeting here in Zoom. And let's see. Is it going to give me the option? Okay, join with computer audio. So you'd go down to the video button, which I hope you can see here. Choose virtual background. In fact, let me get rid of these. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this one. And now I want to add that foo.png file. So I go up to this little plus sign, do add image, and go over to Documents where I stored it, foo.png, open, and there it is. So now my Zoom background is set to that. So hopefully that's useful to everybody. Sorry it took a little long to describe.